Hey y'all, welcome to My Way Mysteries, the channel that brings you interdimensional content, which means that the readings are from a broad and expanded point of view as they are channeled through vast dimensions of space and time, and therefore should resonate with you guys whenever you come across them. Um, hey y'all, it's been a minute. Um, yeah, I was busy as I was ukuthi I feel like the need ukuthi ngisho ukuthi hey bo girl, where were you? I was just busy, guys. It wasn't feasible for me to be doing videos on YouTube as well as the personal readings that I was doing. I was just backed up. So manje, like, yeah, it allows. So yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do a quantum origin reading for you guys. For those of you that don't know, a quantum origin reading is I'm gonna do like a general quantum origin reading, obviously. A quantum origin reading is when you're looking into your lineage that is beyond the bloodline that you know about. So with some people, what comes through is more like spiritual lineage because that is a thing. And with some people, what comes through is a bloodline lineage, but that is kind of like closer to the beginning. So like, maybe like 15 generations up type of thing. And the ancestor that normally comes through, it tends to be the one that you are representing right now. So it's almost like that energy of that ancestor recreates itself, and it has recreated itself within you, and that's what you connect to. um it's very much for people that tend to feel as if like their multidimensionality is really being activated, and they find themselves in between worlds, and you're needing to connect the different aspects of yourself that are being represented by the different dimensions that you are finding yourself in, and connecting to this ancestor or this entity that we refer to as an origin of what you are going through really helps you ground those energies and helps you balance the different dimensions that you are finding yourself within at that time. So let's do that. Um, okay, I just did a personal reading actually, and I mentioned this in that reading, but like I'm feeling the need to mention it here. Guys, sometimes with your spiritual gifts, right, or your spiritual abilities or capabilities, due to the information that's out there in the spiritual community about the spiritual realm or just how everything is, um, you guys tend to receive your gifts or tend to introduce yourself to the spiritual world in a way where you are very afraid, where you feel as if maybe you're doing something wrong by entertaining this part of yourself, or even feeling like you're going about it the wrong way and you really need to go about it the right way. And like this, like, guys, let me tell you, the spiritual journey, together with your abilities and whoever it is that you're supposed to be, and together with your together with your calling, your path, um it's a beautiful thing. It's an adventure. It's a process of discovery. It's a process of uncovering, of becoming. It is a beautiful thing. It's not something that like you are meant to be tiptoeing around, or something that you feel as though you need to be afraid of, or you guys where you have this respect that is actually just bordering on anxiety and fear towards your ancestors or towards your higher self or towards entities that love you and want to educate you on yourself, that want to educate you on how expansive you are, and therefore how capable you are of having the life that you want to live. Ancestors and entities and guides that want to educate you on how the only key you are looking for within this life is you, is the deeper versions of yourself, or the versions of yourself that have more depth and therefore are able to access timelines where you are joyful, where you are successful, where you are, and when I say successful, not only do I mean like financially successful or career wise, but I mean where you have the ability to face your challenges as they come about, where you are able to overcome things that you don't like, or things that you feel as though are a barrier between you and where you want to be. Being able to overcome that, that is a successful person. And this spiritual council, the spiritual team that is trying to be in touch with you guys, or is trying to connect to you, is that's what they are bringing to you. Not, they are not trying to bring sadness or anxiety or usizi or anything like that to your doorstep. No. No. The only reason why you will experience those things is simply because of a lack of clarity, a inability to fully see or fully understand or fully comprehend that which is on the other side of the veil. And you will misinterpret it based on the information that society gives you or the spiritual community at large gives you. So your anxiety and so forth is mostly based on misinformation. Now, I'm not talking about the darkness that comes with the dark night of the soul, because there's that part, is still there. The sadness that comes with seeing things for what they really are. When you do start to activate what you guys call your third eye and start to see things as they really are, yes, there's a certain breaking down of barriers that comes with that, and that does come with a sadness or an anxiety or a surface level depression. But it's a phase. It's a phase. You get used to your ability. You get used to what you're able to do. Your sensitivity to others' emotions. Your ability to see through another's thought patterns or emotional patterns or feelings towards you. You learn how to navigate your gift. And so this pressure that comes with it, that feels as though the air is thick, it starts to lessen, it starts to dissipate. You start to become familiar with the way in which you move, the way in which you are, and you move into liking it, you move into mastering it. I hope that the break between us gave you some time to calibrate all the things that you learn on the channel, gave you some time to put some of the things that we talk about, to practice, and yeah, gave you some room to experience yourself in a different way. Quantum origin reading for the collective. Okay, that's interesting. So this is talking about being able to call on. Okay, this is interesting. So, quantum origin reading has never come through like this, but I guess because I'm doing it for the collective, I understand why it would come through like this. The reading is talking about being able to call on certain ancestors that are beyond what you know, like, beyond like the ithakazelo enizbizayo, so, or beyond the bloodline that you are taught at home. Maybe you're taught about 5 generations up or 6 generations up, but there are certain ancestors that are about 10 generations up, or like I said, up to 13 generations up, that are trying to get in touch with you, or who are saying that they are available to connect with you. They're talking about how the issues that you face are not new, especially within your lineage. And they are amongst those in your bloodline that were able to overcome whatever it is that is bothering you, whatever it is that you feel is in your way, or whatever it is that you feel as though you are trying to reach, but it feels out of reach for you. Yeah, look at this. This is actually talking about, like, how the layers of the heart, it's talking about the different generations in. They're saying, remember that the further back you go, the purer the energy gets. They're saying that some of the energy has gotten lost as it has expanded. So what they mean by that is some of the energy has gotten lost down the bloodline. As a new one was born and a new one was born and a new one was born. Some of the potency of, not the bloodline, not the potency of the bloodline, but the potency of certain energies within your bloodline. Your bloodlines are able to do certain things or understand certain things that are unique to them, that are unique to your bloodline. And they're saying that it would benefit you greatly to connect to them, because they have answers to certain questions that you have that nobody else in your bloodline seems to have the answers to. They're saying that they have answers to questions that you don't even know that you have. Um, Yes, they want to reiterate that they are not saying that the bloodline or your particular bloodline has lost power as it has expanded. No, but they're talking about how contraction and expansion go together. We tend to think that when you expand, you must just constantly expand and constantly expand. But growth requires contraction and expansion. And they are relating this to, as much as you look forward and as much as life is about the future, but you must understand that there's a point in time where the future and the past are the same thing. I totally get that. They're basically saying, Guti, there's a bit of a cycle that's happening within your bloodline where them being in the past are about to, or the life that they lived, or like some kind of, this is coming in line with, I did this reading about how some of you are connecting to the golden age of your lineage, and this is the ancestor that lived through that certain golden age. But obviously ancestor means in the past, but you're about to unearth that golden age or connect to that golden age, and it's in your future. So that's what they mean. There's a time when the past and the future are the same thing, and basically they want to help you connect better to that part of your timeline. They want to help you connect to your golden age, to your version of a golden age within your lineage. Because basically what they're saying is that there's been enough clearing of energy within the karmic cycles of the lineage where to the point where you are able to connect to a timeline of higher knowledge, higher understanding, of abundance, of flow, of connectivity. Like, yeah. Heaven. Yes, they're talking about how you've been able to work through the lower dimensions of the bloodline. I know I've said bloodline 1,500 times, but that's what keeps coming up. This seems to be a very much a family vibe type of thing. And very much physical type of thing where someone in your bloodline was basically like a magician, or what the tarot refers to as an emperor, someone who was able to transmute energy, even if that's not what they called it at their time, but they were able to do that. Is that they're saying they were not even special in their timeline. Almost everybody could do it. That's why it was a golden age. Hey, yeah, nah, you know what? Okay, so they're saying work with your higher self, and with your higher self, you'll be able to connect to them. You'll be able to connect to their timeline where they are, and through that, you'll be able to manifest, which is to say, you'll be able to pull through the energies of that timeline into this timeline for yourself. And they're reiterating how it has a lot to do with the expansion of your heart. So they're saying basically that is, it has a lot to do with the expansion of yourself. They're saying don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of a version of yourself coming up that is not a version of yourself that you're used to. If anything, that's how you know you're on the right track. Because if the version of yourself that you are right now was the final version, then you would already have everything that you need. You would have all the answers. You would be connected to all the extra dimensional help that you're meant to receive. But the fact that you are still wanting, the fact that you are still longing, tells you that there's still change that is going to occur, particularly to you and how you see things and how you interact with things, how you interact with yourself. So don't be afraid of that kind of change. It's like they're saying, don't be afraid of advancement. Don't be afraid of not being the being that you are told or conditioned to think that this is the standard form of a being. A being can do this. It can eat, it can shit, it can fuck. And it's happy when it's drinking, when it's eating, when it's fucking. Like, it's okay to expand on that. It's okay to look for yourself in other avenues other than those that you've been told are the only ones that where you will find yourself. It's okay to want more. They're saying that's where you will find them, in the more. Okay, cool. So that's what I have for you guys. Yeah, guys. Um, yes, you're about to do something very spectacular. Like, yeah, to be honest, you're about to do something that is outside of the norm, but is very much you. And whatever this is, it speaks to your natural template so much that it's going to create such a huge internal activation that a shift is inevitable. You cannot change so much internally and have your external environment stay the same. So yeah, so that's what I have for you guys. If the reading resonated, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to book a personal reading, all the information is in the description box. Later, y'all.